When someone passes away, especially when they do so before their time, I always try to think of what can be learned from their lives and what we can carry with us after they're gone. And I do think that Rob Ford forced us to learn some lessons about ourselves as citizens and about ourselves as politicians. He forced us all to think about our city and what's important to us, to state our priorities and our biases. And by his so doing, I think he did help more people to become more engaged in the life of our city. And I think that's a good thing for people to care, whatever their point of view might be, about the life of the city. Our profound condolences to his family, to every member of the Ford family. We will miss Rob Ford here. I said it many times, and I always meant it, that as much as there could be moments of aggravation when you'd have these debates and discussions, whether it's here or elsewhere with him, you knew that his heart was always in trying to sort of move things forward and trying to make things better for some of the people that he felt he was speaking for. And I think we will miss that presence here, and I hope that Rob Ford is resting in peace and will rest in peace.
Well, we were angered sometimes and maybe questioning his tactics in this chamber. He was out creating a movement. Well, we were at times even making fun of the way he used to do things. At times we would cut him off. At times we'd ask him to stop. He was doing it for the right reasons. In his heart, he was doing it for the right reasons. We thought he had other motives. When you got your phone calls from constituents saying that the then Councillor Rob Ford was visiting someone in a living room or a dining room or a kitchen in your ward, we'd all put up our hands and say, "What are you doing? You're not supposed to be doing that." And some of us retaliated in this council chamber by getting mad at him. We thought he was up to something. And he was. He was creating a movement. He was satisfying the need to get to the grassroots Torontonians and to satisfy himself that this city was reacting to their complaints. And he felt he needed to do that. It was nothing more than that. He didn't pretend to be a diplomat. He didn't pretend to be elite. You never would know by the look of him that his family was well off, that he was well off. He just cared about getting the job done.
Rob didn't actually have a mean bone in his body. No matter what happened, he would always use the expression to talk about, water off a duck's back. I mean, he wasn't really concerned about whether or not it was negative publicity and so on. He would want to look at the brighter side and want to talk it through. An example of that is when there were a tremendous amount of challenges that Rob was facing with the media and the impact on his life and so on. I went into his office one day, and obviously I was the chair of economic development, and I said, "Rob, this is creating great media around the world." And he said to me, "Councillor Thompson, you know what we need to do? We need to take advantage of this because it's good publicity." And I said, "You're absolutely right." We started to forge and develop a whole profile in terms of how do we create obviously a benefit to the City of Toronto, to obviously benefit from the free publicity and so on. We developed this whole strategy in terms of going global for the City of Toronto. And in fact, it was Rob Ford in terms of the things that had happened that had caused this. I can tell you the number of times when I've received phone calls from Rob, sometime actually, Madam Speaker, at 2 o'clock in the morning, where Rob was actually having some challenges and he just wanted to talk. Or he had an idea and he wanted to express it. Sometimes 11:30 at night. And sometimes I would be like, "Rob, why are you calling me this late?" "Well, buddy," and he'd always use a term, "I just wanted to talk." And it went back to obviously our very first meeting of us just being able to talk. And so over the years, I was able to have those conversations. I and a number of other members of the executive, we had obviously access to his office. Our access card actually worked at his door. So we didn't need to make an appointment to actually go to see him. You wanted to go to see him, you just walked down the hallway, use your access card, opened the door, and went right into his office and sat down. Even if he was busy, he would say, "Just give me a minute and we can talk." And you can sit and talk with him. May God bless Rob Ford and may he rest in peace. Thank you.